Hello, everyone. How you doing? Oh, what a horrible intro. Good morning, everyone. Tom, aka Nostra Thomas DMAC is in the house. How you doing, brother? How are you doing? As DMAC says, all right, like I'm gonna adjust my camera, but I don't want to show the hole in the wall. Not even show. Oh. All right, let's take that off camera. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm having a pretty good morning. It's a lazy Saturday morning. As DMAX says, smash those like buttons. DMAX saying short Bitcoin. I don't know. It's probably not a horrible play, but I don't know, brother. I don't know. I'm not shorting Bitcoin. No, thank you. No, thank you, Sir Bob. Anyway, I was going to do a video this morning on Anchor Protocol and moving some more bonded ETH over to Anchor. So getting ready, getting prepped for it. Taking some my Ethereum out of Earn on Gemini, and I don't know if you could play the Price is Right wrong sound. Bum, 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 bum. They're like, bear, you gotta wait 5 days. Like, what? Oh, this sucks. So keep that in mind if you're earning over on Gemini. It's a 5-day lockup period, a little illiquid. So if you're earning that fat, juicy 2% on your Ethereum or whatever it is on your Bitcoin or what have you. Just keep in mind, if you want to sell it, if you want to panic sell, it might be a good thing for you. It'll prevent you from panic selling. Anyway, I'm falling in love with Anchor. I cannot freaking wait for Anchor to come to the Harmony One network. We're definitely going to be doing some more Harmony One network. Anyway, I digress. There was a request to do some Helium content, and I'm actually pretty uniquely qualified to do some Helium content. I'll explain in a second, but yeah, I think it's not a bad idea. I've had my Bobcat miner for 13 days now. I can the results are going to be shocking. Ooh, just wait till you see those results. Anyway, we'll take a look at the results. We'll cover the bases, and I think maybe I'll do this. Maybe we can just make Saturday Helium Saturday. If you're new to the channel, typically, I'm not like I'm mostly crypto, do stocks, futures, and all that. So if you're just here for the Helium content, we will get into it. I will be looking forward to doing some more Helium content in the future. Discuss it, talk about it, what have you. So that'll give you a good reason if that content sticks around. I'll give you a good reason to come around on Saturdays if you want to learn how to make money in crypto. I'm much different than other channels. I show you how I do it, and I don't tell you we're going to the moon. I just show you great ways to get passive income, whether it be through yield farming, through staking, various other methods. We're playing around with NFTs, and oh man, I gotta tell you, I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole starting to go down a rabbit hole that makes me a little scary. I'm looking at this horse racing game that's been around for a little while. There's some breeding, and I'm very, very intrigued by this. So I'm going to be checking that out. And by no means does it mean I'm going to start doing digital horse racing, but it's just a big indicator of what's to come. It's what's to come. And I'm not going to go off on the rails right now, but the possibilities are endless. I'm beginning to think we are going to end up in a digital world, right? I forget who says it, but he might be right. Like, we're going to Mars and an Oculus before Elon takes us there. Anyway, I digress on that. I had something I was wanted to say, but I don't know now. Anyway, I am really interested in that. Again, the possibilities. Oh, basically just at the fact that how much the landscape is changing when it comes to cryptocurrency, with gaming, with NFTs. And things just like, even think about ways of earning, there are going to be legit industries and jobs available and ways to make income in blockchain that you can't even fathom or imagine yet. I mean, some of you might, because you might be doing a lot of the same research I am. And I'm talking well beyond just staking or like what we're going to talk about today, mining on Helium and all the other, things that are coming out like that. But just imagine with it's so hard to, and I don't want to go too far off the rails, but like yield farming NFTs, fractionalizing NFTs, and think about what NFTs could be. They could be objects in a game that help you. You're playing this play to earn game, and then there's these weapons that like give you a little bit of an edge. And just think about, well, you know, maybe you don't want to constantly play the game, but you want to, and there's already projects coming out that allow you to rent out your NFTs and the, you know, the breeding, like the, you know, you've heard about it in Axie, but there's breeding in Axie, there's breeding in this horse racing game that looks very interesting. You just, there's no, and it's crazy, right? People, a lot of people are like, oh, Bitcoin doesn't make no sense, you can't touch it. Well, I mean, are they going to be saying the same thing soon about, you know, is the Kentucky Derby just going to be, obviously not in the next 5 or 10 years, but in the next 50 or 100 years, is it going to make more sense to go to the Kentucky Derby and it's just all digital, right? And if you think it from an ethical animal type level, like possibly what they're doing to these animals, right? Maybe it makes sense. Think about just sports in general. Is it going to make sense? I mean, now sports is already hurt by the fact that HD TVs, you know, really drove down tickets. Like, I'm that way for the most part. I'm like, why do I want to go to a stadium and stand in long lines and piss in these troughs and pay, you know, $27 for a beer and on and on and on and traffic, right? When I can, in the comfort of my own home on my big ass big screen TV, it was different back in the 70s and 80s when it was a CRT, you know, 4x3, you know, it's a lot different now, but just in the future, and it's coming, and why wouldn't it be? You just slap on your Oculus, and that technology is going to, and that's a big reason why I'm huge on Facebook. Listen to what all I'm putting together here. You put on your Oculus headset. I'm at the Clippers game. The crowd is in my ears, and I'm buying like these NFT freaking, you know, rosters and what have you, dude. Like, endless possibilities, and this is why blockchain is going to be so big. Anyway, let's get on to Helium. I did get my Bobcat Helium miner 2 weeks ago. Well, tomorrow would be 2 weeks. And let's get right into it. I'll just show you how much I've made. Are you ready? I'm thinking about putting in my 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. I'm thinking about putting in my 2 weeks. All right, so I've had this bad boy for 14 days. I put it on the, oh, you can't even see my screen. All right, here we go. Here we go. Right there. Are you kidding me? Obviously I was kidding about putting in my 2 weeks notice. I've had it for 13 days, so I just went out to the 30-day timer. I'm not gonna show you or give you the name of my hotspot. I'm already way too transparent on this channel with how much money I have in crypto. I'm not going to give you a roadmap how to get to my house and hit me over the head with a pipe and take all my crypto, okay? I'm just not going to do it. Anyway, I made $4.05 in Helium. So, time to retire, right? Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We're going to talk about what it takes to make money in Helium, what I'm going to do to hopefully improve this. If you're looking to get into Helium, I'm not going to get into like what miners to buy and how long. There's plenty of other content out there doing that, and it's none of it's any good. You're going to be waiting forever. I have the Bobcat miner. My sources tell me that the Bobcat miner and the Rak miner, there's pros and cons to both. I think the Rak miner has more memory or something, but overall the general consensus is the Bobcat miner is the best one. You do have to buy it with cryptocurrency, and I think the wait times now are like 8 to 12 months. That's good for me mostly, but not necessarily good for people in general. And no, this isn't me. Decent punch bore is not me. I'm just kind of traveling around, and like, I will tell you that I am somewhere in this circle. But I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna give you a direct map. Anyway, I was just kind of, and this is explore.helium.com. I do have this link, and I'll link to a lot of other stuff down below. Good morning, Trezor. How you doing? I totally not regretting my decision to buy one right now. Yeah, it ain't that bad. I'm gonna wait time. That ain't that bad. Is that for Bobcat? That honestly is not that bad. I had to wait. Oh, it took me about 8 weeks to get mine, but I was, all right, no. I know, all right, so I ordered it the last week of April, so May, June, July. It took me 12 weeks to get mine, and I thought the lead time was much worse now. All right, so there's a lot of things that come into consideration with these things. Again, I do have the links to everything down below. And I was just kind of cruising around and trying to find hotspots similar to my situation. So I am in a flat area. I'm in a flat area on the edge of town, and that is kind of a bad, well, flat is good, edge of town not so great. One miner did come in. So the closest miner when I first got mine was 4 kilometers away, or roughly 2.5 miles away. I was like, hopefully I could sync to him. I couldn't, or hopefully I would get it. And I haven't yet. It's only been 13 days. It's not ready, you know, I'm not ready to panic just yet. And then about a week ago, another miner came in and they were only, I don't know, like 1.5 miles away. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're going to sync up for sure, right? Well, we haven't seen each other yet. So I'm like, well, crap. I'm going to buy, so now I'm going to buy an antenna and update the antenna. So I kind of want to cover and go through that if that's something you need to do. Let me start you off by telling you right off the bat, just like in any business there is, your success is largely going to be dependent on location, location, and location. If you're in a good, flat, dense area, not a lot of big buildings, not a lot of big trees, and there's a lot of miners next to you. I was cruising around and there's some miners making some and this is in, you know, my western side of the United States. So let's see what we can see. We can just cruise around. So offline, one thing I hate about this is it makes it really hard to go back. All right, so this one doesn't make a lot of sense. This bad boy is sinking like over the mountains to a bunch of miners over here. So so there's also some fishy stuff going on in the Helium network. And I don't want to I'm not saying it's exclusive to China, but you can go over to China and we take a look at that in a bit. And there's just these perfect clusters of freaking helium miners all over the map making like thousands of dollars a month. And there is some, but you know, I'm not saying it's real. I've just heard rumblings that you can like geohack these things. So the big deal is you don't want your miner closer. So if someone moves next door to you and puts up a miner, that's probably not going to be good for you. Because if there's a miner within 350 meters, you share the rewards. So, I mean, worse things can happen, but that's obviously, but you want miners close to you. You just don't want them within, so you don't want your next door neighbor buying them, you know, so. Don't go tell your next door neighbor to buy a miner. All right, so how much has this person made so far? So this person's not, like this one, there's probably something wrong here because that doesn't make a lot of sense. So, and one of the really cool things you can do is you can kind of go to these miners and it'll show you right here that they have a 1.2. I don't know what miners come out with the 1.2 dB antenna. Yeah, dude, like why is this going on? I'm getting out of this cluster. Let's go to what is this? No, we need a little bit. Let's try Visalia. All right, so let's go into Visalia and see what we got. Actually, I was looking at, I think Modesto. That's some interesting stuff. All right, so what do we got? We got, so this hotspot's, yeah, this is what we were in Modesto. All right. So relay means you need, so one of the things you have to do, it's super easy for me to do. I'm a network engineer, and that's part of what makes me uniquely qualified. I'm also a wireless engineer. It's part of what I do. I'm telling you right now, I'm not an expert at wireless, but I have wireless certifications. It's mostly in the 2.4 and 5.8, you know, Wi-Fi type stuff. But I can hold a conversation with you when it comes to or things like DB, DB gain, DB loss, Fresnel zones, EIRP. You get it, right? Again, I'm not an expert at it. I don't spend my time like my focus, but I can hold a conversation. That's all I'm saying, and I understand it. And we'll talk a little bit about that when I start talking about the antenna. So I am going to upgrade my antenna because I think it is, in general, And we'll talk about what's the right antenna for you, and you're going to want to do a little bit of due diligence on that yourself. But what I'm trying to point out right now is the location is going to play a big role on how successful you are. For example, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, this one's probably not doing so hot. It's being relayed, so they don't know how to open up a port to their thing, and they have made $20. I mean, out in the middle of nowhere, $20, not too bad. And that's $20 at current HNT prices. So, good news. You'll probably, it might take a while to get your RI. Me personally, I got a couple more coming. I'm going to put them at friends. I'm going to try and optimize them. I'm not like, this is just another form of passive income for me, but I'm not looking to spend any of this. I can even give a rat's ass about paying off my miner. I'm just going to let my wallet fill up with helium, check in on them every now and then 2024, I mean, we'll be 2 helium halvings, if not more by then. I forget it. It's every 2 years or every 18 months. Hopefully helium's in the thousands of dollars, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go, baby. Like, if it's a bust, it's a bust. I've already treated this like I'm shit-faced at the blackjack table, and I'm hitting hard 16s. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about it. If it's something that pans out now, there's businesses you could probably, I think it'd be pretty risky, and it would be hard to get all the helium miners. These things are flooding in like crazy, so I don't know how much that's going to play a role into it. But it's still early enough that if you can get your hands on 1 or 2 and put it up at a neighbor's, or say you're out in the country and you got family, down the road like a mile, you could really do some damage. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some helium miners that are making, and it's not too hard to find. You just kind of cruise around. Where was I seeing them? I wish I should have like wrote them down. And all right, so this one's being relayed. I think it was Sherlock, Modesto. All right, I think it was here in Clovis. I saw one doing really well. Let's see if I could find it really quick. Decent Bore. Was that the one I was just on? So that one's doing pretty good. They're making 330. I found one, I think it was in Stockton or Turlock. They made like $2,000 in 1 month. So this person has a 5.8 dBi antenna. It's one of the ones I'm buying. I'm going to buy that and the 8 dBi. I'll explain the differences and what kind of makes more sense for you in a second. This person's doing really well. And then I saw someone in downtown Fresno, I think. Jumpy. They have an 8 dBi, and they're getting some pretty good distance. I found some. This one has made $154, not bad. Like I said, I found some making 2,000, and I've heard of some making much, much more. There's a decent amount here. I like this one's really weird. Where are we at? What city is this? Hanford. So this is Lemoore. I know this because I'm familiar with this area. So there's a naval base there. So these Air Force dudes, I think they're, and again, this is to me, this is very weird. This is a town, it's a fairly small town. There is an Air Force or Naval, Lemoore Naval, I believe. But it's very weird to me that this town like has this almost perfect set of like helium miners all around this town, right? Where you could go up to Hanford, that's a bigger city. Look at that. Or you come up to Fresno, the 5th biggest city in California, you just, maybe because there's more people, I don't know. But again, I'm not saying it's fishy, it's just a little weird. Let's see how these miners are doing. And maybe it's not weird because, it's a bunch of people on the naval base talking to each other, and just like, that word spreads fast, I would imagine, on a naval base. So that one was making a couple hundred. That one made $700 in the last 30 days. I mean, that paid for its miner and then some. So 30 days, $107. Good ROI, you know, pretty decent. 3 or 4 months, pay your miner off again. I don't care. I don't care about what. I'm just like, if my helium's worth tens of thousands of dollars in 3 or 4 years, maybe there's other use cases. I think you have to own like 10,000 or some ridiculous number in order to stake it or validate it. Maybe they start coming out with easier and better ways to do that. Can you check out Amsterdam, Netherlands to see if it would be any good? All right. Will do, brother. Will do. All right. Where is that? In Australia? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. All right. It's somewhere. You know, I can probably just do this. No? Amsterdam. It's up. All right. Where are we at? It's up in here somewhere, right? Let's see. Are you in Amsterdam? I don't know why this. I don't know the exact location of Amsterdam. I just know it's up in this Nordic area. There we go. 519 hotspots. Oh, I was off a little bit, I see. All right. Well, when you zoom out, I was kind of close. I mean, I wasn't too bad, right? Wasn't too bad. All right, let's see. Oh, dude, there's a lot of hotspots here. Let's see where we got. Amsterdam. So is this your area right here? Yeah, there we go. This one or this one? You said the left side. So are you in Amsterdam? There's a lot of hotspots there. Ooh, man, Amsterdam is going ham. All right, so this hexagon's got 12. Let's see how they're doing. So this right here, I'll give you kind of a quick look. So this person got 21 helium, 16 helium. The worst one, and this is with 12 people on a general area. So that's pretty densely packed. And people are still getting, like, there's a couple bad ones. 2 helium, 1 helium. I don't know if they just got theirs. But even like 4.6 helium in a month, I mean, that's $100 a month. That ain't, you know, that ain't too bad. $108 in a month. And that's a really densely populated one. You come over to here. So a lot of it's what's going to come into play. Are you out? Excuse me. Are you out in like a house with like not a whole lot of obstructions and you can put up your own antenna outside type stuff? Or are you in like a tall building or what have you, right? A lot of that stuff's going to come into play too. Let's see. So this person, I feel like they're doing something that, look at this. So here you go, dude. Like, this person is living large. He has got the 8 dBi antenna. I don't know what his hotspot, I don't know what his miner is, but I'm going to buy the 8 dBi antenna and the 5. This mofo made $1,300 last month. And this, you can do a little bit of research because it's really interesting. So this person did 11, and just by the antenna. So this is a 3 dBi. I think that comes stock with most of the the Rak or the synchro bit or the, I don't know. But if you see 4, you know it's Bobcat. And then if you see 5.8 or 8, you know it's probably one of the Rak, off the Rak website or similar that I'm going to show you. Let's see, 30 days, 151, not too bad. So it looks like you know, for the most part, I would rather have this problem than not having no people buy me. So I think you can end up being in a good spot. And then if you have the ability to throw up your own antenna up above a house or on the side of a building without obstruction. So like I said, the biggest thing, the most primary thing that's going to benefit you is location, location, location. Where you're located, how many hotspot miners are near you, and what the obstructions are like. And if, you know, and by obstructions, I mean, are you on flat land? Are you in the mountains, lots of hills, lots of trees? Because all this stuff, it's what's in, you want to keep, you want to keep your Fresnel zone 60% clear of obstructions is basically. So the Fresnel zone is like this zone between antennas. Your antenna's got to connect to this antenna. So for example, and I'm not going to talk about EIRP and all this stuff too much, but when you put an antenna up on the roof or what have you, you're either going to have to put, ideally you would put, and you would have an outdoor AP. You would have the AP mounted up with the antenna, so there isn't a very long cable, because with cable you get dB loss. And I did post a link in the down below and how you can some rough estimates. There's a bunch of different ways to, you know, to find or like optimize this. At the end of the day, the cable loss, the EIRP loss is not that bad, but it does get worse with the longer the cable. But I've done some, just from watching some other YouTube channels and even just running the numbers, a 30-foot cable is kind of long, but you're still going to do really good, and it's still going to improve your signal, and there's not a whole lot of loss to it. But you're gonna, so when you buy cable, you're going to want to get an LMR 400 cable, because it's a very low loss cable, and it's going to help you against that EIRP loss. And then the antennas I'm looking at, I'm going to buy one of each. I'm going to put, so I will be back, you know, like I said, I'll probably do this every Saturday, get a little helium Saturdays going. People that do helium mining, we can talk about helium mining on Saturdays, just throw some ideas around, and I can continue to update how I'm doing. Like I said, I got a couple more miners coming in sometime this fall. I'm going to put them at friends' houses and see how that goes. In between now and then, I'm going to try and optimize my helium mining at this spot. I think with a little bit of luck, eventually I'll probably have my friend come out. I'm going to hit him up this week again. I'm a network engineer. I work with the cabling guy all the time. I just hit him up and say, here, bro, here's some weed. Go cable up my freaking antenna, please, sir. So when we're looking at these, the couple of the links I wanted to show you is, you know, when we talk about these dB gain antennas, yes, a higher dB gain that you have, the further it will go. But the isotrope. All right, Tom, calm down with your high-tech talk. So there's a picture of it in here, actually. So it'll show you, this one's really good, and then a rough guide. I think this one had, all right, so these, so for example, an 8 dBi antenna, so for the most part, all these antennas are they? I think all the antennas that we're looking at, that they're, oh, now I'm brain farting. Not sectored, but oh, I'm having a mad brain freeze right now, boys and girls. I might have been baking a cake earlier, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm the cake. So omnidirectional. All right, omnidirectional antennas, right? So it's omnidirectional, goes in all directions, but there's orientation. There's vertical and horizontal orientation on these omnidirectional. So think of it as a donut. So you definitely want to make sure that you get your antenna up as high as possible. If you're in a house, if you're in a high rise, it's a much different situation, but you definitely want to make sure that it's like this, right? Not like this, because think of it as a donut. If it's like this, it expands out like this. It's a donut. If you go like this, well, you're going to get really good reception in the ground and up in the air above you. But like I was saying, the higher dB the antenna, the longer range you will go. But you don't get quite the cone on it. So so for example, if you're high up in a building and this one covers this, you're not going to want to get an 8 dBi antenna because it's not going to reach down below. In general, the 5.8 is probably the best bet for most people. That's the medium one. So like the 5.8 is going to be something like this, and that gives you the ability to kind of go up and over buildings a bit, because you know these radio waves, they go like this, right? So, and that way it'll be able to, and that antenna will be kind of going up like this too, right? So they'll be able to reach each other. I think the 8 dBi antenna might work out really well for where I'm at too, because it's flat for the most part. I'm at the edge of a city. There are trees and stuff in the way. I'm going to play around with both. Like I said, I'm putting one at a friend's house nearby too anyway. So I just kind of want to play around and see how those do. But the 8 dBi will give me a longer distance. Again, location is going to be the most important thing. How many people are around you? How many obstructions are in the way? Antenna placement, the higher you can get it, especially, obviously not if you live at the top of Trump Towers or whatever. I'm just talking about in general. Even if you're in like a 2 or 3 story building, you know, the 5.8 is probably going to be the best for most people. If you're in like a 2 or 3 story building and there's other buildings obstructing you, because it's dB loss, that as the signal goes through, like, I know what it is for wireless. I don't know how much different it is for 900 megahertz. So free air causes dB loss, but it'll go quite a bit. As these radio signals say go through drywall, that's a 3 dB loss. If it goes through like a brick wall, that's 10 dBi loss. It goes through a elevator shaft, that's 30 dB loss. It's basically, you're basically, you know, if your antenna was inside of an elevator shaft, you might as well be in a I mean, what are they? Brain fart. What are they called when you're in like this cage? Something cage. Come on, it'll come to me. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so for a lot of people, even like you in Amsterdam, the retro future, what's happening, my man? How you doing? So for you in Amsterdam, you might not even need an antenna. You got a lot of, I'm in a tall building looking out over a giant piece of flat land where we are called the Netherlands, with a bunch of densely populated. So if you're, yeah, Faraday cage, thank you. All right. So the 5 dB antenna, I mean, if you're getting the Bobcat, the antenna it comes with might be perfect for you. And then maybe if it doesn't, you could try the 5 dB antenna, because the 4 dBi antenna is going to give you even a steeper shot down. So for you, I don't know, you're going to probably want to put it up next to the window. I've heard different stories that like dual and triple pane glass can cause a lot more dB loss, but I don't know how that compares to like, say, a big ass brick wall, right? So you may want to play around with it. There was one thing I was looking at, hopefully I still have it up, because it was really cool. And it might be something that it'll work for you. And I don't know if you can attach things to the side of the building, but basically it was this it was a flat cable that you could kind of shimmy through the window and stuff. So if you could fashion it and what have you, but I don't know, you have to play around. I think you're going to do pretty good in Amsterdam, to be quite honest. Anyway, like I said, I am going to buy, you can get this over at Rak. You can do it cheaper if you want to mess around with like eBay or what have you. But with Rak, I know I'm not getting ripped off, and they have good bundles that come with it. I'm going to buy the 5.8 and the 8. So what I'm looking to do, and I think I already have these up. So this is the 5.8. They come in different bundles, and you can kind of mess around with it. You can also get it in black. For me, I want to make sure, for everyone, you want to make sure that the mail or the type is mail to RP-SMA. That is most definitely the case, I think, for all of the helium miners. In my case, I'm in I think it's 915 for the United States, so I'm picking the 860 to 930. I'm going to buy this one. I don't know what it is for you in Amsterdam. Probably, I mean, you're going to have to do your own. I mean, you ordered the thing, so you would have picked the right one, hopefully. And then the 8 dBi, they have the same thing. Their package is pretty cool. I'm going to do the bundle that comes with this base, just in case that kind of comes in handy. I don't know that I need this SMA adapter, but for $4, I'd rather spend the $4 now and not regret it later. So $40 for that, $70 to the bundle. You could do a non-bundle, and then it probably doesn't come with that. I don't know. I don't care. I'm buying it, right? So I'll play around with these. I'll check back, you know. Obviously, I don't know how long these take to come in, so these aren't going to be up and running most likely by next Saturday. But $114 for a couple different antennas. Just looking at it as that's just another business expense for Nostradamus Mining Incorporated. Anyway, that's all I've got when it comes to helium. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, like I said, I will be continuing to follow up, trying to optimize, telling you how that has gone. I do have Bobcat here. I got 2 different synchro bits coming in, the NPSA or whatever. They're both made by Syncrobit. I have no idea. Sometime this fall they're supposed to be coming in. I haven't even looked. Right now I'm just trying to optimize these, so I'll probably just slap one of these antennas on that one, and you know, Bob's your uncle. All right, so that's it on the helium content. Let's take a quick look. Got nothing better to do. Let's take a quick look at what's going on in the markets. I was actually pretty surprised. Bitcoin's trying to push 50,000. DMAX looking to short it at 50,000. I'm not going to wish you good luck because I don't. Sorry, brother. I don't want Bitcoin to go down. It's not a bad bet. It's not a bet, just small amounts. Right now, personally, I don't see any real reason for Bitcoin to go crazy one way or the other. For me, it's like, what is going, oh, 49.6, let's go. Did it hit 50,000 yet? I doubt it. If you hit that like button, it's going to hit 50,000 right now. All right, what's the high so far of the day? 49.745, not bad. Oh, you're welcome, Trezor. We'll keep you posted. Awesome, awesome. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it makes you a lot more than it's making me. I have no problem with you pulling in thousands a month in helium. All right, so Bitcoin's looking really good. I just like, you know, we got our Elliott wave. Crypto Savvy still pounding the table on 9 grand Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to happen. His target is like around 52,000, where DMAC must be a huge follower of Crypto Savvy because he's looking to short here at that number. We got 50,900 is the next fib level, the 0.618. That might be, if you're looking to short, that does touch up around the 50 log on the log growth curve. I mean, that's all based off fib too. So, I mean, if you're looking to short, that's not the worst place in the world to short, but I'm not shorting Bitcoin. And then the next target would be around 57. Eventually, Crypto Savvy is gonna say it's no longer a bull trap, right? Oh, who's calling me? Telemarketer. We're not answering that. All right. So Ethereum's pushing up towards 3,300. That is a fib level. It keeps fighting with that. My theory is the more times it touches it, the greater the odds it's going to push through it. That's actually 33.50. Cardano, a lot of people are frustrated with Cardano right now. It's down a little bit. Overlooking the fact that it's down from its all-time highs. It's down. I mean, what is it? Is it even down anymore? It's 2 pennies off its all-time highs, right? Just calm down, everyone. You don't want this. The faster it goes up, the harder it falls. Like I was talking about yesterday. I'm okay with not getting a blow off top. If Bitcoin gets a blow off top, you have to take profits. I don't want to take profits. If Bitcoin goes up to here in the next 2 or 3 months, you have to take profits, right? Otherwise, you're going to have a long, miserable crash. I would much rather it just be a nice, steady, take your time, go forward without big crashes. You know what I'm saying? That shit keeps me up at night. Luna's starting to pull back a little after its meteoric rise. Polkadot, baby. Polkadot is hitting that no man's land where like it could really start pushing. And then Harmony One, I'm going to do a little yield farming right now, show what's going on there. I'm a little bit nervous about my Harmony One, and I'll tell you why, because this one, just like it gets past this, so this is a pretty critical level on it, this right around 11.3 cents, 11.2 cents. It's a fib level, but if it gets past this, it can really get some room to go back up to its all-time. Its day is coming. One of the best blockchains right there on the market. It's just all about adoption, and we're going to see that on SushiSwap right now. But I don't want this to take off to the moon and all my Harmony One be tied up in a yield farm, because then there is going to be some permanent loss. All right, let's do a real quick yield farm and wrap up the stream. Let's just give people content. If you come by and you came here for the Helium content, like I said, we'll try and do Helium every Saturday, but this is a lot of what we do during the week. I do live stream every day, 6:25 a.m. PST. Be there or be square. If you hit them like buttons and we grow this channel, maybe I'll start being able to do more streams. All right, so we're going to go over to the Harmony One network, Harmony One wallet. We are going to go, and then later this week, like I mentioned, I am going to be putting more money over on Terra Luna. Anchor is coming to Harmony One. I'm very much looking forward to that, but my current plan is to put some more bonded ETH over here, borrow against it, and actually maybe leverage long Ethereum, maybe delta neutral short farm, delta neutral farm Ethereum, and earn mirror tokens, all while earning crazy interest on my Ethereum and earning Anchor tokens. So anyway, let's do this sushi real quick and we'll wrap this up unless there's any more questions, but I do this pretty much once a day. Since yesterday, it's been 26 hours. I'm getting ready to harvest up 4 free 90 free, 3 sushi, 350.3. You heard me correct. I'm just earning free Harmony One, so it's paying off for itself. Let's do a quick refresh on this. So this is BFAT tools. It is a must-have tool when it comes to yield farming. It's not that hard. Stick around. I'll show you how to do it. Ask questions. A little bit of risk involved. I'm not going to lie. And don't go down the rabbit hole of YOLOing into a bunch of degen yield farms. SushiSwap is a very legit platform. And I think SushiSwap on Harmony One is one of the best yield farm possibilities out there. A lot of people are waxing on about AVAX right now. Honestly, I'm not interested in AVAX right now, and I don't need another tax headache, to be honest. All right, so I put 26,000 into this Ethereum One liquidity pool. It has grown in value. It is now worth 42,000. The interest rate has gone down, but because the pool value has gone up, I'm currently making more a day now with the interest rate going up than I did when I first started off, plus this rise in income. Now, at the time, it was 200,000 Harmony One and roughly 5.99 Ethereum. Harmony One is going up faster than Ethereum, so the pool has to stay balanced, and it's selling. As Harmony One goes up, it'll sell my Harmony One and buy Ethereum. And there have been a few times where Ethereum has risen faster and it sold my Ethereum to balance it out with Harmony One. So I am concerned Harmony One can start going off to the races in like 3x overnight, because I do want to keep at least 250 to 300,000 Harmony One, like, just, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's going to $1 plus, and I don't want it selling it off well below $1, if that makes any sense to you. But I have earned, so I take all my Sushi One earnings and I just hyper compound that, and we'll go through this whole process in a second, and I hyper compound it into this pool. It's been about 5 weeks in. I've made $3,400 off a $26,000 investment in 5 weeks. You can do the math on that. That's pretty good. And as this grows, this continues to earn 41% interest too, and I can claim daily Harmony One and Sushi over here. So I'm earning $4 a day now, $387 a day off this pool. But that I earned for free. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be too long. It won't be too long before this starts paying for my Chipotle at lunch. But just like Helium, I'm not worried. This is just a form of passive income. It's a really good form of passive income. And I'm just going to continue to grow and grow and grow the yield farm portion of my portfolio as much as possible, because I'm trying to build a passive income portfolio in general that's just a monster. Roughly about 10% of my overall portfolio is in yield farms right now. That's actually going to go up a little bit when I move Ethereum over to Anchor. So that's pretty, there's a lot more risk there. So just be careful when you hear people talking about this. Can't wait for, whoa. Whoa. All right. Then we can just store our Harmony there and earn nice yields with it. All right, so wait a second. Is it definitive that Aave's coming to Harmony 1, or you're just hoping? Because I would love for Aave. I am getting to the point that I don't even know if I care if Aave comes to Harmony 1, because Anchor is so amazing, and Anchor will be on Harmony 1. And they both do the same thing. You deposit money and you borrow against it. And I think Anchor is a lot more mature. I'd love to see Mirrored come over to Harmony 1 too. That would be amazing. Obviously, Aave has a lot of clout. So if Aave comes to Harmony 1, that's going to help bring some adoption too. But I have not heard that Aave's coming to Harmony 1. So that is exciting. I do have to, and I've looked, I haven't gotten a date on Anchor, but I mean, any announcements from like Anchor or Aave could definitely put a monkey wrench in my impermanent loss, trying to avoid that. But like I said, I put about 200,000 Harmony 1 into this sushi yield farm. It's earning me about 300 free Harmony 1 a day still. And if you add up, so I've lost about 11,001 while doing this, but I've gained 15,000. So I'm up. I have more Harmony 1 than what I entered this with. But if Harmony 1 goes parabolic and quick, this could change quickly. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit of impermanent loss. It's a scary word, but it's not that scary. It takes like a 5x move in Harmony 1 for you to lose 20 or 30%. And that's not a loss. That just means you would have made more if you would have just held the asset. And it has to be a lot of impermanent loss to offset the interest you're making. So for example, if Harmony 1 doubles and it sells a bunch of my Harmony 1 into Ether, and I'm just like, oh, well, man, I don't want to miss too much more of the ride, I could pull out and I can sell Ether for Harmony 1, right? So for the most part, unless Harmony 1 goes up 10x overnight, you're not really going to get your face melted. Everyone's all over at AVAX, so I think you should reconsider AVAX farming. Aave, yeah, and I know all this. Aave will launch there soon, and there will be 3 month. No, I thought it was 180 million or something ridiculous. I might check it out. The problem is, I would have to move it off. I would most likely have to move it off Harmony 1. And I'm trying to contain myself for how many moves I'm making, because taxes are going to be a bitch for me. As it is, I'm looking at Zen Ledger, and Zen Ledger is getting the Binance Smart Chain added. So all my transactions should show up in Harmony 1. If AVAX has a good way of tax reporting against it, I might check it out. In general, I'm not bullish on AVAX though at all. And I don't know that I want to learn another smart chain right now, because it'll take focus away of me being an expert, not necessarily an expert, but focus away on the ones that I do love. So I'm not completely dismissing it. I'm very open-minded. There is something said to be about chasing all the hype and stuff, and maybe I missed the boat. I'm missing the boat on Solana right now, and it hurts. It's very painful, but you can't be in them all. And I know Taiki, Meta, Humble Yield, Farmer, Thesis will go for it, bro. Like, hopefully it makes you a ton of money. If I miss the boat, I miss the boat. Maybe I get in it, maybe I don't. I don't know. Can't you just leave your Harmony 1 until it dumps and the pool should revert to its original ratio? Yeah, so kinda. And that's mostly my theory. Even if Harmony 1 does like 3 or 4x overnight, it's probably going to pull back. And you know what I'm saying? It's just going to continue to do this for a while. And it's like, but there is risk, right? Harmony 1 could get some great news. For example, like some big ass game like Axiom, obviously Axiom, but imagine like some big news coming, and then Harmony 1 has this crazy Solana type pump, and then it like 10x's over the next few days. You know, I would have been better off just being in Harmony 1. And then there might, you know, some impermanent loss. There is some impermanent loss risk. Again, I'm not overly worried about it. I manage it enough on a daily basis, and I like most people in crypto, check. Thinking about doing a Bitcoin challenge. How long can you go without checking crypto prices? I'd last about 5 minutes. But I'm constantly watching it. So unless it 10x is while I'm sleeping, you know, there's a lot less risk for me too. So 20 for Aave alone. Yeah, I think Avalanche is incentivizing some ridiculous amount, like 120 million, 180 million. I wish Harmony 1 would do that. So, I mean, they are, but it's only 3 million. They need to pump some more money in and, you know, really pump some adoption in. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it's like for you. And it doesn't Amsterdam have really good crypto taxes, but it's hard as hell for someone like me to become a citizen over there. So, yeah, anyway, that's it. Let me, as I discussed, let's go ahead and farm this up. So I'm going to harvest it. Don't get me wrong, dude. Do not get me wrong. Like, I wish, well, I shouldn't say that, but if I, you know what I'm saying? If I could just spend all my time, and I probably could, but I want a little bit more cushion because this market could crash to the levels and I might be trapped for another 3 or 4 years. But if I could retire now, if I could just live off my yield farming and just have all this extra money and like YouTube was, and I don't want YouTube to make me $50,000 a month, but if YouTube was a passive income stream that offset my cost of living now, I'd be gravy. I would sit here and yield farm all day long. I would be playing around with much more Aave, etc. I work too much. You know what I'm saying? So someday hit that like button. That's all I'm saying. All right, we harvested it up. We got to come over to the pool. We got to add liquidity. We're going to do sushi. We're going to do Harmony 1. It gives you Wrap 1. I don't know which one. All right, so Max Sushi. Nope, Max 1. And ooh, I need to get, eventually I'm going to have to do something about that. All right, so it gives you an LP token. Watch how fast this is. Every time I brag about how fast, and that's another thing. Isn't the fees over on Aave kind of expensive? So you're not going to want to be harvesting as much over there. I don't know how expensive, but and I'm curious to see how the speed is. I'll definitely be watching videos, but see, we're already done on Harmony 1. Already done. Are you kidding me? We didn't have that kind of luck over on just another Matic Monday. All right, so now we go to the farm. Boom, boom, boom. Sushi 1. We're going to take our LP tokens. We're going to max it. We're going to stake. Probably claim this pool tomorrow, and then we're going to confirm. I'm going to do pancake swap. We'll do that off camera. We start baking a cake here pretty soon. If you don't get the reference, I am the cake. Hope you all, another lazy Saturday. Got to work on them stress levels. Take it easy on the weekends. Hopefully you have the ability to do that. Hope you all have a great weekend. I will probably not stream tomorrow. I don't know. I might get a wild hair up my ass, stream the market open, or start. Maybe I'm down this rabbit hole, racing horses, racing NFT horses. Who the hell knows, you know? Hopefully, yeah, enjoy it. Hopefully you all have a great weekend. Like I said, hit that like button if you like the content. Let me know. Post down below if you catch this afterwards. If you want more Helium content, we'll definitely, you know, hang out on Saturdays, bake some cakes, and talk about Helium. Awesome. Oh, you're taking time. Yeah, no. I'm not heavy into the cake, so it's cool for me. But good for you, man. Like, especially if you're getting too deep into the cake. I'm dealing with an issue where I'm dealing with a little bit of pain. I'm not gonna make excuses. There's nothing wrong with the cake as long as you control the cake. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love you all. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.